and Ezreal banned. But Varus would be a very decent option. Sorry, Kog'Maw and Kalista banned. But it would end up being a very obvious Varus draw, so you can't ban out all 4 of the power picks. And they seem to be happy with the Kog'Maw. They seem to be happy with a bit more scaling, a little bit less lane presence in the early game here to SK Telecom T1.
What will be the final ban here for Afrika? Putting a lot of thought into this one.
Consider a Braum ban. Won't ban it, so let's see what they make of Ornn here for the side of SK Telecom T1. Definitely one they're going to consider. With Braum already banned in the first round, Ornn looking very attractive and is that flex top lane and support pick. So a lot of ambiguity going on for SKT, even though we expect Jax jungle and also the Ornn in the top lane. Could still be support. So we're waiting on Afrika to round out the draft. The Kog'Maw will be lapped up, a favorite of Kramer. Not a lot of backline threat from SKT, only the Ornn ultimate to threaten the backline. And actually, Zyra Khan, the Lovers bot lane, so they pivot after seeing the Ornn and decide to go for Zyra Khan. Much more on the aggressive side when it comes to the team fight. Strong engage from the Afrika Freaks. First Zyra Khan we've seen since week 1.
Yeah. Once again, it's looking good in terms of the amount of engage and also the amount of damage with the split pusher and the Camille. Of course, Xayah and Zoe.
Oh, Untara, look at this.
Oh, what? I said it in game 1. I'm like, there's no way we're going to see Untara on Fiora. I was wrong. It comes out in game 2. He's getting angry.
It's an old favorite of his. His laning phase when we saw it in summer season wasn't something to write home about. It wasn't Khan tier, that's for sure. But they were able to win with the innate pressure. So Fiora versus Camille match up slightly in favor of Fiora, but this sort of explosive one. And then you look at all the lanes, there's nothing one-sided about this draft. We've seen Aziz recently be able to tussle with Zoe's. The top lane matchup is close to a skill matchup, and bot lane is not written in stone either. So we got a fun game on our hands, and you wanted SKT to have some more carries. They got 4.
The biggest thing for me that sticks out from the draft is not only just the Fiora, but Bang on the Ezreal. I think he's going to have a much easier time, and all the people that are saying, hey, Bang's not playing his best game, I think once you get onto this Ezreal, as long as his mental is not boomed from game number 1, I think he should be a big factor for SKT in game number 2.
Look at the side of Afrika Freaks, a lot of engage, and then basically going to be all about the poke and pick from Kuros. They can be a pick comp because they have insane pick CC. They have teamfight initiation as well. Only poke does come through from Kuros. So 4-1 if they can get a lead on the Camille, which is difficult against the Fiora. Good to see Untara doing what's needed. For the longest time, looked like he was going to draft the Gnar in a losing matchup, but he feels that they need to be able to fight in the top side. I tend to agree with him. So we'll see if the top lane matchup can be as hyped as it is on paper. We've seen it once this season already. Let's see it again.
Jax and Fiora.
Because Blank's such a flexible pick on the Jax, you'll notice that Spirit hasn't gone for fleet footwork, which has been more and more common for clear speed and also aggressive options. This week he's gone for Aftershock. He's the only tank, or true tank I should say, on the side of Afrika, so very much looking for the tanky stats. This is a 4-man invade on Blank.
Oh, he misses, but he gets the knockup. It's enough damage. First blood goes over to Kramer, the 4-man invade, and the timing lines up perfectly with the blue buff that spawns. They caught back.
Had to fully rely on the portal jump. It's not enough to get him away from a line skill shot initiation. Still SKT, because they've taken a lot of damage. Blank has to the aggro, and then Spirit can walk up.
Decides to go back in. They get double knocked up here. Wolf Force into the stopwatch. Afrika not looking for more, though. SKT trying to come in, and Emperor's Divide to push everybody back into the fight. They want to go for this, but Faker taking the damage on the backside. They're going to trade 1 for 1. Spirit now getting low. The Dragon will go down to the Xayah.
Of all
in
people.
Fact, yeah. No smite available. Spirit smited early to get that extra health.
Insanity around the Drake there was a really big build to re-engage 4v5 because they had the Wombo combo with the Grand Entrance being available and the quickness as well. They don't get the maximum out of it to Afrika Freaks, but they do take down Faker and allow Zoe to re-push in mid lane on respawn. Insanity there, but Kramer is the big benefactor. He picked up the first blood, invading onto Blank and a double kill. And when he goes for his shopping trip, you got to bet that Essence Reaver is coming early.
Yeah, 3-0 here before 10 minutes. stays alive. This was a bit of a messy one. So walk us through it, Papa.
So 4v5, that's why they go for engage. And they engage from 2 fronts at the same time. Goodbye, Jax. He'd been tanking up the Drake. He was going to be dead early. As it goes on, though, Faker goes super aggressive, but do they have the damage to support an engage like this? Your first instinct is yes, because it's Ezreal, but early in the game, Ezreal doesn't have the same impact. So from there, it ends up being a crapshoot on who gets the Drake, of all people. It's an auto attack coming through from the Xayah. Now Afrika will just push into Bang, who Bang Wolf can freeze up the wave, and they're not going to allow any turret damage to go down. See pings onto Rift Herald, and also to try and catch Zion Rakan.
Yeah, well, Rakan here, the Counter-Strike misses. He's trying to get out, but the Emperor's Divide, he just flashes the wall and gets away. Thunderstorm coming in. He could output a lot of damage, but he's getting very low, so is a bit careful. But again, they disengage and they get out alive.
Some golf claps from the audience because they do disengage without losing a single member from a 4-man gank from SKT. The gank timing from SKT was on point. They were very close to securing one. With quickness, flash, and the grand entrance, always very difficult to shut down the Rakan's escape. Not able to turn this into a turret or a Rift Herald. Remember, they were so frustrated in game 1 trying to take a Rift Herald. We're going to see the replay here. Ult used onto Kramer, so he's out of the fight at the start, but quickness and flash gets him out. Kramer's able to disengage with the ultimate, and from there, Featherstorm gets them both out. So happy times for Afrika Freaks.
Spirit getting engaged upon. Thinking about a counter engage, but then Ornn comes from the side. Nice little dodge with the portal jump. Kuro making it look easy. Honestly, it is pretty easy.
Oh, I mean, from that range especially, that's so much time there to dodge. There was no other pressure. Ornn is always best when there's another threat. Then you can just thread through and catch someone. Speaking of catching someone.
Okay, see you later, Blank. We've seen that happen before. Just gonna face check the brush without any vision, no blue trinkets, no anything, and you are gonna get caught up. There's a lot of pick on the side of Afrika. Now we got the Feathers coming in. Will they try to go for a steal here without the smite? It's gonna be pretty hard. It's gonna be up to Faker, but nearly impossible as the smite comes in from Spirit and Afrika get the essentially free Baron.
And that's why you have to have the fair criticism. Blank walking up there when they didn't have control of the river is a mistake. There was a control ward. I'm not 100% sure that was placed earlier, but clearly not massive advanced vision, but a massive information that, hey, we know where the enemy team is playing. Too easy for the Rakan to tie up the Jax. Blank has died with his flash up multiple times now on the Jax. This time it gives away Baron. Well, watch the replay and consider here what Blank knows. There is no control vision down. He has no advanced vision.
We're talking about the Jax build, especially when you're going up against a fed Xayah or AD carry. Definitely some armor would be nice. But now let's talk about Untara, who is going to try to get out of here. But unfortunately, you got a Camille on your ass, and you will go down 4v1. There's no Baron to take, no objective for SKT. They were in their base as Untara pushing up the lane gets caught.
Yeah. Unnecessary for him to be that far up. Understandable given that he's been so non-interactive this game, but didn't read the map well, had some control wards, but they were very shallow. You know, the one control ward towards the base, they're nowhere near there. He doesn't have the right to be that far out.
And that was all just to clear the ward.
Every time Kramer auto-attacks something, I clench. That's how much damage he's doing.
Everybody watching at home, everybody in the studio is as well. Unless you're a Afrika fan, in which case you're pretty happy. Well, Kramer moving up. No one wants to get near him at this point. Everybody's just scared. They're just gonna let it go down. Finally, Ornn decides to ult on in. They get a little bit of chip damage on the Spirit, but it just doesn't matter. They're too far ahead. Kramer's gonna get another kill. Up to 6 now. He's gonna get one more as Untara gets low. Emperor's Divide is pretty. It just doesn't matter. That's a 2-0 victory now for the Afrika Freaks over SKT, making it look easy, Papa.
And Kramer ends with 100% kills, not kill participation. He got all the damn kills, 6 and 0 and 0. The reverse secret agent. He was a very obvious agent.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't matter. He might as well have been John McClane, gunning everyone down. Afrika Freaks beat SKT 2-0 to condemn SK Telecom T1 to their longest ever losing streak. And Valdez, consider that they've tried everything. Short of Blossom playing, they've had Wolf in the jungle. They tried their experienced lineup. The experience didn't matter. They were very handedly beat by the Afrika Freaks. They've got no more emergencies left. Even the pie in the sky that I keep saying, what about Bengi coming into the lineup? Can't happen till the second round robin when they could register him as a player and not a coach. And that already seems like a grasp. I've got no advice on how SK Telecom T1 can address this losing streak. They need to find a new approach to League of Legends. None of their ones from 2013 to 2017 work. And you see every single face here, they're all doing a faker, and by that I mean they all have no expression.
It's rough to look at their faces to see how far they've fallen. These guys, they went to the World Championship. They got wrecked there, and ever since then, looks like it's been downhill.
But that's one way to narrate it. They got to the final. They may have creaked over, they may have had hard games, but they got to the final. They are the second best team in the world, judging on World Championships. They lose Peanut, they lose Huni. They try to go with what worked in the LCK. It's not working. They need to find something new. And people will say, show faith in the lineup, they'll get there. When? Because we're running out of games. We're over a quarter of the way through the season. And even if they turn it around, it's going to have to be a battle for even 5th place, let alone for 3rd or 2nd.
Spring is looking pretty disastrous right now for SKT, but for Africa, let's talk about them. They get another win. Yeah, you just pointed out the 612